If you've been following the development of Uncasual Games' Ancient Cities, then this is something you've been waiting over 3 years for. Ancient Cities is finally to the point where it is ready for release, if only on early access via Steam on December 17th. So while you go ahead and wishlist the game via the link in the description, I'll break down the basics of Ancient Cities for those of you who may have never heard of the game or for those who may have forgotten amongst the extended development time. And then lastly, what you can do to help the game going forward. Let's dive in. First and foremost in Ancient Cities is its city building aspect. Taking place in the Atlantic European Neolithic period, it will be your responsibility to develop and direct the recently nomadic populace at your disposal. From the little we've seen, the game favors an organic evolution in its city design to better represent these early civilizations and their towns. You will have a host of factors in play at all times that will provide a challenge to keeping your people alive. Seasons, day-night cycles, and weather not only play an active part in the game, but will require some forward thinking in regards to food and material production and consumption. Every plant, every animal on the map is growing, reproducing, or dying in simulated real time in the game, with migrations and growth patterns, a part of the planning just mentioned. Your people will freeze without housing, starve if there's no food, or they'll simply leave to join another tribe if they can. In Ancient Cities, there's an actual economy management side to the game, complete with resource collection and production chains in the form of things like pottery or clothing or weapons, etc., etc. But it's all not just simply open and laid out at your feet. Develop your economy, provide the goods that the people want and need through the innovative technology tree, and your people can rise above the rest to not just defend against animals, but also defend against a truer enemy, other humans and other tribes. The flip side to the city building aspect is its people building. And unlike other more traditional strategy games, Ancient Cities is planning on adding some depth to your population. Every citizen has their own attributes, experience, and knowledge, creating synergies among the people and their tasks for more efficient expansion. They'll also all have their own ambitions and aspirations to decide what job they'd like to have, maybe when and how to work, although we don't truly know any details whatsoever on what that mechanic looks like. Take it a step further, and you'll need to dabble in politics and social classes. Family structures are taken into account for the health of your settlement, and even organized religion plays into it all, including the construction of wonders and monolithic structures, of which we've seen a few in the videos that Ancient Cities has released. What I'm most looking forward to in Ancient Cities is your settlement in the context of the world around it. You are not the only tribe, there are others outside of your own map. Will they trade with you for a resource that you have, or will they seek to take that resource they think is worth going to war over? Fighting and trading are the tips of the iceberg in terms of world context interaction for the final game, so it will indeed be interesting to see what comes through continued development. Now it comes to the community engagement side of this video. What can you do to help Ancient Cities? If the game looks enticing to you in any way at all, I highly encourage you to wishlist this on Steam right this very moment. Steam pushes games to other people that have a lot of pre-release interaction, and wishlisting is the best way to get the hype going on the Steam platform. I do want to emphasize though that this game is releasing in early access on Steam. This means that the game you are getting on December 17th is not a true reflection of the final product. Of what you do play, mechanics may be very basic or potentially buggy. Maybe some things won't even work at all. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but I played enough early access games in my time to know otherwise, and it's just a fair warning to anyone who ever considers any early access game. That doesn't mean that I'm not excited for this game though. I have waited 3+ years, and I've covered the Kickstarter. I did a Q&A with the dev team very early on in development. And the success of this first game will also determine whether this game becomes a franchise, with further and further time periods being explored. So again, I recommend that if this game interests you at all, just wishlist it. No harm, no foul. And if you're hesitant about it at all in terms of purchasing, just wait to see what the masses have to say December 17th when the game releases. Thanks everyone for tuning into this brief video on Ancient Cities. Be on the lookout for more coverage on my channel in the near future, with hopefully a review on the early access status and maybe even some guides or how-tos or even just first impressions. We'll have to see. Anyways, this is Havoc. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.